Everyone, it's Nakul from Wiki. Welcome to the Round 17 Punters Preview podcast. We've been doing a slightly different format the last couple of weeks, guys. So I'm going to go ahead with this. It's a lot more organized. Usually we do everything on Wednesday night. It's out and you're ready to get on. But with Origin, I'm doing this at 2:30 p.m. on a Friday. But let's get straight into it. As always, guys, Google Wiki Linktree or the link in our bio for most socials takes you right here. All of our socials are here. The free odds comparison tool, left v right article, the punters preview article with all of our try scorer picks for every single game, always all in the same place. We've also rolled out two things I want to talk through real quick, guys. We've rolled out a Ask Wiki, like an NRL try scorer chatbot. We rolled it out for Origin, and obviously keen to get feedback on how you guys are finding it so far and what you want to see from it. Every few weeks, we're going to roll out a slightly updated version. I don't want to bore you with the details, but we want to. Wiki is my full-time business. We're going to start pitching to bookies and other companies to see if they're interested in our product. So the more help more feedback we get from you guys, and in terms of if you find it useful or not, or what you want to see from it, the more it helps us. Our Discord's about to crack 5,000, and the other thing I wanted to go through real quick, Wiki Premium, guys. I thought I wouldn't have to sell it because obviously it was a huge success last year, but I think we've already got about 25 or so people, maybe 30. And we're going to, we have capped it at 60. So there's still quite a few spots, but I'm going to lock it up for the season, probably at some point in the next couple of weeks. And this is the best time of the year to get on because after Origin, there's players. Will they play? Will they not? If they're going to play, some guys are going to get benched. If they're not going to play, some guys are going to go start. And with Wiki Premium, what we try to do is react every single 24-hour and 1-hour team change and make sure we get the best price. Like we can get middle forwards at 81-1, for example, because they're on the bench. And then next minute they're starting and they're like 51-1 on most bookies. That's the kind of stuff that we're trying to do. If you punt for fun, you punt small, don't worry about Wiki Premium. Almost all of our stuff is for free. So don't stress. But if you do punt quite a bit or you spend quite a bit of time on your rugby league punting, then Wiki Premium is for you. It is a little bit of work, but we've been on an absolute tear for the last 5-6 rounds from Magic Round and since then. So, all right, guys, let's get into it. I'm not going to go through the odds comparison tool this time just because I'm trying to do this on a little bit of a rush because we've just got premium work in about 20 minutes from now. But very quickly, all 7 games for this weekend. You can choose to play just starters or look at just starters. Go first try scorer across all games. You can look at all the short price guys if you sort by best odds. You can go the high price guys like I would the other way. See some of the players that our model likes for try scorer picks. You can have a look here. Market values when one bookie has a player priced way higher than all the others. So you can play around with all this stuff for yourself. It is all free to play around with. It's on the odds compare. It's on the Wiki link tree. Where are we? Somewhere here. It's the first thing. Cool. I'm going to close this, guys, and just rip through and talk about the picks real quick. So tonight we've got the Bulldogs for the Sharks in the first game. There's almost definitely going to be some team changes, but I'll talk through my picks regardless. So Bron Jerry is a left center. I should mention, guys, before I get started, left v right article. So Young Sinatra from our Discord, he put, and he also runs NRL Fantasy Scout, by the way, Instagram page. Definitely give that a follow. Anyways, so he puts this together for me, which is like where all the players what side they're going to play on. And then what I do is I add notes into here, breaking down the game. So I'm going to do that probably just after I get into the pod. Usually, like at a normal NRL week, it's all done by Wednesday. And I write the article, I write the left view right article. And then in the podcast, I talk through it all. But I'm going to rip through this right now. So Bron Jerry, first and last, separate plays, 21s on Unibet and 365. Reason I like this, guys, kick out couple of weeks back now with Matt Burton on that lethal left for the Doggies. Bronson Sherry's the center there. Kick out is dominant with ball in hand, creates space. I really like the left center for the Doggies. 21s on Unibet and 365, FTS and LTS separate. Rudolph, so someone pointed out on a Discord, he's actually paying 81s on Top Sport. That price probably won't last, but the Sharks are, I think, 4 or 5 point favorites. Rudolph, he's not a noted try scorer, but any of these big boys at that sort of 80 price and beyond, I usually love. And his last try is 91s on Sportsbet, which is incredible for a middle forward. And the Sharks have scored, I think, the most or the second most middle forward tries for the season. Just absolutely crazy price. Jack Williams at 51's first try scorer in the second half. So he's on the bench. So he'll be on fresh and ready to go early in the second half. Again, for a team that has scored like the most or the second most middle forward tries in the comp, to be running at the rookie, or there's a couple of rookies and a couple of not so big middle forwards on the bench for the doggies. I absolutely love that play. And Marnie at 19s on TAB. Again, another one where the price probably won't last by the time that you see this, but I reckon if that's at sort of 16 or 17 or above, I still really like that Reed Marnie play to score the first, second, or third try on TAB. Moving into the Warriors and the Broncos. So there's 3 Saturday games and 3 Sunday games. This game is in New Zealand. The Broncos have chosen to rest Haas, Carrigan, and Reece Walsh. The Warriors lose Sean Johnson for this game. Should make it a pretty unpredictable game generally. But I've mainly gone off the prices here. So Jock Madden and Brendan Piakora. I love Piakora in attack. Maybe I'll talk about him first. He runs an excellent line on that left edge for the Broncos. 34s for first and last try, separate plays on 365. Madden, it's all about the price. Broncos half, in a game where they're missing a few stars, but I look at that as more like he'll get more chances or he'll get more touches in attack than usual. I like him for FTS and LTS separate plays, 41s on 365. Near Corey, I know the premium guys and I got on, what did we get? I think we got like 17s or something for this play early in the week, which is just ridiculous. But it's still 12.50 on nets, which I really like. It's like similar to seeing about 37s for first try scorer, which is an insane price for a second rower in a game that should be pretty close to pick him. And Tamari Martin, who's been in great for the Warriors, especially in the weeks that Sean Johnson wasn't playing, and now Johnson's missing again. He's 13s to score any of the first 3 tries on TAB. Knights v Eels. This is going to be a super, super unpredictable game. The prices for this game, honestly, were really bad. I don't think we had any premium picks for this game earlier in the week, and I had another look at it, and I still couldn't find anything I absolutely loved in the higher price range. So the only 2 I've gone with, both on Neds for the first, second, or third try market, both second rowers, Frizzell and Lane at the sort of $12.50 to $13 mark. If you've missed the news, guys, Kai Pearce-Paul will be starting because Dylan Lucas has been ruled out due to an injury. This game should be super interesting, but I don't think that, there just wasn't any value in the higher priced like middle forwards and stuff. And I think even with edge v edge, like Moses is coming off 4 try assists in an origin. There's all these stats flying around. Like that was the most try assists in origin for the best part of 25 years. And it was also the most try assists in an origin series. And he just did it in one game in the last decade, 8 or 10 years, I think. Ridiculous performance by Moses, and he will be full of confidence in attack for the Eels. So it should be an interesting game as long as he does back up, which is meant to. Storm v Raiders. I absolutely love these games. People ask me like who do I follow in the footy and stuff, and honestly, I always tell you guys I got into rugby league because of punting, try scorer punting specifically. I've been doing this since about probably started doing it for fun around 2011, maybe 2012 or so. And one of the big reasons I got into all this was Josh Papali in the mid 2010s when he started to score tries, and Andrew Fafita and stuff like that. Anyways, to get to my point, Storm v Raiders. Storm are huge favorites, more than 12 points. I think the line's about 14 points, I think. But these are the games that I love getting on the other team, middle forwards, because just because one team is a strong favorite doesn't mean they're just going to dominate the whole game every single minute. All we need here is one of our big boppers to score first or last at juicy odds, right? So I'll roll off the tips, guys. And also, sorry, I should say also, the Storm have Grant and Coates, I think it is, backing up from Origin, and the Raiders have no one. Grant could be rested or benched, and Coates could be arrested as well. This is an awkward time, Saturday night, 4 days after Origin. The one good thing for the Storm, though, is that the game was in Melbourne, so it's not like they had to travel, right? So, cool. Get into the tips. Tapine at first try at 67s on Neds, and Betright last try at 67s on Neds. He's one of those guys that is a dominant middle forward. He's had some great stats in 2 of the last 3 games from memory, even though the Raiders haven't gone so well. But he's one of those guys that actually doesn't score that many tries for someone who's so dominant with ball in hand, but I really like the 67s for him. Smithy's first try is around 71 to 81 on Sportsbet and Top Sport. Last is 91s on Sportsbet. Sportsman, sorry. He is not a very dominant ball runner, but he's always giving it all in his attack. And I really like him because he will at least be there in the right place, and it just needs to be the right time with him. So mainly it's the price with Spinnies. Wishart at 26s and Whitehead at 41s, both first and last try separate plays on 365. Wishart's had a ridiculous run. I wish I'd looked up the stats before I did this podcast, but I can count at least 3 tries in the last 3 weeks that I remember him scoring, and that might even be 4 in the last 5 or so since he's had that left half, position with Cam Munster being out. He just scores tries for fun. He's one of those guys where he might not be the best for the players around him. He's more of a runner rather than a creator, which is why I really like the 26s, because you just know he'll go for it in attack. And Whitehead, as I said, I think I said the same thing in last week's potty, but the reason why I like Whitehead as pick at the moment is like KO Weeks has been going to him a lot with like short balls near the lines, sorry. And he's just, for someone who had given up on in terms of attack at this stage in his career, Whitehead, he's actually playing pretty well. And Ethan Strange is just a ridiculous price. Mini Jack Wyden, and you're getting $17 for him to score the first, second, or third try, similar to seeing 51s for first try scorer, which is just insane in my opinion. So love these picks for the Raiders Storm game. Dragons v Dolphins, first game on Sunday, which has 3 games because of the origin period. Tom Eisenhuth, 67s, FTS and LTS on 365. LTS specifically is an interesting one. They've had a couple of games now where they've had, like Sully, if you remember, I think it was on Anzac Day, and another game where one of their outside backs got injured, usually their center, and he's gone to center. So I'm not saying that's why you would put on the bet, but I think it's just a really juicy price knowing that he's probably the guy that goes out wide, maybe the edge or center if something does happen. Cody Nikorima, first try scorer model, love this one, 41s on Neds. Marshall King, first, second, or third at 15s. Same as Isaiah Katoa, both on Neds for that market at 15s. Marshall King loves going for dummy half. Katoa, Nikorima, these guys, basically these 3 are priced really well on Neds consistently. So we'll be tipping in most weeks as long as those prices remain. Nikorima did score, but it was taken back because of a knock-on last week. I think he scored the third try, which is super annoying. But yeah, really like the price there. Daytime game should be, or I hope, a bit of a try fest, but we'll see. It looks like the Dolphins have a real good opportunity now to they lost a close one against the Storm last week, but they'll be hunting for a win to make sure that they're in around that top 4. Panthers v Cowboys. Again, guys, late mail has dropped that the Cowboys will be resting all of their origin stars. I think the Panthers will rest at least a couple of theirs as well, if not all of them. Martin looks busted. Edwards is coming back off his quad strain. What is the point of playing him? You've got a home game against the Cowboys, have to travel from North Queensland, and they're missing their origin stars. I really think the Panthers will rest at least 2 or 3 of their stars. Tips for this game: Clifford, first and last, separate plays, 51s on 365. Not a huge ball runner. I just think that price is too high for, and he'll be playing in Tom Dearden's left half spot, you'd think, at 5/8. And Nimi, he scored the first try in the second half, one in every 20 games that he's played. 51s on Sportsman and Bet Right. Can never say no to Nimi. He's back in his position on the bench, unfortunately, but suits us well because I love that market for him. Roosters v Tigers, again, another game that I can almost guarantee there'll be a couple of changes in that Roosters outfit. But I've gone with Luke Keary. Our model loves him at 29s on Better for first try, last at 26s on 365. Brandon Smith, love this price, 34s on Bet365 against that Tigers middle. Just love that. First and last at 34, so on Bet365. Radley, again, a model loves him as well. First try 29s on Better. And the one I like, this is definitely more of an eye test feel kind of pick. Fainu, Samuela Fainu. Be careful, there's a couple of these S Fainus, but Samuela Fainu, first, second, or third try, 13s on Ned, similar to seeing that first try around 39s. He's been playing really, really well. He reminds me of like a mix between a kick out, because he's on the left edge and he's got that dominant ball running style, and like a Homole Olakwatu. He is an elite ball runner, so I absolutely love that 13s. He's got any of the first 3 tries on Neds. But that's it, guys. You'll see a bunch of mentions for same game multis. I always say to you guys, please don't have multis as your only way of betting or your main way of betting, but everyone loves them. So we do 1 per game, but that's, you got to come through to our Discord, which is almost at 5,000. We've got this little hyperlink over to our link tree, guys. As I said, everything that we do is all on here for free. mention our Discord, all the stuff that we do. So, and the podcast that I'm doing now will be up on here as well. So check it out, and hopefully we'll see you on the Discord. Enjoy your weekend. Punt responsibly as always. Can't wait to rip into 7 NRL games within 48 hours. It's going to be a blast. Enjoy it, guys.